Greetings, gamers! I've been working on a new game called Incoming. Incoming is a 3D VR missile defense game. Protect your cities with a wide assortment of defenses against waves of warheads, bombers, zeppelins, and epic bosses. Wishlist today on Steam. Link is in the description. Greetings, Starfarers. Welcome to another episode of Starfield. I'm Cobalt Thorium. And in this episode, I think we're going to drop off some of our lore here, and then we've got... Oh, what is this? Huh. I don't think we want to take that. Alright, so we're going to quickly go over some lore while we're here. There aren't too many. Okay, so Adela Fahim's slate. Neon Port Authority. Official export documentation. Shipper company Galactic Import-Export. Ship design Markib. Captain Fahim. Okay, we've seen this before, I think. Manifest 400 tons of slag steel. Port of origin Neon. Destination pending. Exception waiver fee paid in full. Provisional approval granted. Express inspection passed, a 30-day exemption granted by Neon Port Authority pending full investigation of Captain Unknown Fahim of Hotel Voli 1309B Neon. So this, I believe, is the... there was a character who was accused of stealing the shipment that she was transporting from one location to another, and I believe that that's what this is. Alright, so Audio Stanley McMillan.
What the hell are you doing in this dump of a city anyway? You draw the short stick at work or what? Infinity sent me to get Deimos to bite on a deal. He's even got a catchy code name. Project Dominion. Sounds like world domination to me, buddy. I'd buy into that in a heartbeat. Right? I'm telling you, this Project Dominion is the real deal. We ought to be selling this to Inception or Quantum. Hell, you should be in the Astral Lounge making Ryujin Industries beg for that tech. Ha! That'd be the greatest irony of them all, but not this baby. Dominion is finally gonna put Infinity first. We'll beat Ryujin at their own game.
Alright, so I believe that was some of the stuff to win the contract for Ryujin against Infinity Ltd. So that was one of Ryujin's quests. Sharon survey data. Combatech Catalog 5. Weapons Catalog. Technology patented by Combatech Inc. Made on Jameson. Or Jemison. Details of the arrangement. As promised, here are the details. Another slate will be delivered to you shortly. It contains the locations of dozens of small remote farms spread across the Freestar Collective. I want those farms cleared completely of all occupants. I prefer to avoid violence, but those people can be stubborn, so do what you must. There can be no witnesses for what comes next. Once a farm has been cleared, keep the area secure as my extraction team does its work. Act quickly, especially in areas close to Aquila. The Rangers can be slow to respond, but they'll catch on eventually. Let's make sure that this job is done before then. Destroy the slate as soon as you're done reading it. Hope. Okay? So that was for the first mech company or whatever, and Ron Hope hiring them to clear out the farms. That feels like it was a really long time ago. I guess it's been a while since I did a lore episode. Alright, dossier, Arthur Cruz. So, we've read all this. Actually, that might have been some of the lost episodes, so I'm going to go over it anyway. Dossier, Arthur Cruz. Titled Quantum Synergies, Financial Manager. Notable relationships, none. Self-made man. Personality, charismatic and friendly. Enjoys talking to people. Stickler for facts and details. Driven by credits. and how to increase his accounts. Financial security is everything. Talking points. Infinity profits are fabricated. One audit would ruin them. Ryusian profits are 25.7% higher and produce a higher quality product. Infinity's marketing and legal teams can't compare with Ryusian's. Ryusian Industries provides financial security. So this was, once again, for trying to woo somebody. I want to say it's got to be this Quantum Synergies away from doing business with Infinity Ltd. And towards doing business with Ryusian instead. And Dossier Zola Adisa. So this was for the same mission. Dossier Zola Adisa. Title, Quantum Synergies Executive Director. Notable relationships, Delilah Adisa. Mother, retired CFO, Inception Technologies. Amandi Adisa, sister, Public Relations, Centauri Mills. Personality, narcissist, obsessed with public perception. Appreciation for professionalism in manner and appearances. Drawn toward innovation. Enjoys being part of something new. Qualities key. Strong dislike to be associated with anything less. Talking points. Infinity Ltd. Is the cheap version of Ryusian Industries. Infinity is a follower, not a leader when it comes to innovation. Infinity lacks clear vision with constant reorganization. Praise Quantum Synergies if the opportunity is presented. All right. Ecliptic communique.
Attention Ecliptic personnel. We've received viable intel.
We've done that one before. Actually, have we?
Attention Ecliptic personnel. We've received viable intel on the location of another colony war era facility, specifically a research lab. It's somewhere in the Nerian system, possibly already occupied by pirates of the Crimson Fleet. As has already been communicated by Commander Creek, you have full authorization to claim the facility for Ecliptic and appropriate anything deemed viable for our combat operations. If the base is, in fact, under the control of the Crimson Fleet or anyone else, Command grants full authorization to eliminate that threat using any means necessary. Captain Bale's out.
All right. I believe that the bunker or whatever that they were talking about is the one for the Mantis, which we've found and explored and looted in previous episode. Okay, Aaron Slate. Aaron, I know the last few years have been tough. I know you think we should just hide away from the world, but I can't do that. We lost so many good people, and the monsters that are responsible are still out there. Their fake serpent god won't punish them for what they did, but someone has to, so it's going to be me. I've joined the UC Vanguard. I know you'd tell me that's risky with our past, but it turns out that's not a problem. Remember how we used to joke about the den being so lax about patrolling? Turns out that works for the background checks too. And now I'll find those zealots, and I'll have the UC backing me up. They're not getting away. Once I've got my hands on them, we can find out if they've heard this of this Tomasar Kadik you mentioned. I'll send word when it's over. Jada. So here's one thing I just want to mention that I see it oftentimes in science fiction. They have these very esoteric, like strange names like this. And I think that they do that to try and make them unique, but they just end up sounding like word salad, and it becomes very difficult to keep track of them. The same probably goes for like this here, like Amani Adisa. I mean, yeah, so I mean that's probably like a Persian name or something. But to an American ear, like all these are going to sound the same. So, anyway. Explorer's Note. Monday, crate locked. Okay, yep, I read this one. File, Stanley McMillan. Threat level, none. Schedule, approximate local time. Leaves Lux condos for work at Deimos Star Yards. Deimos Star Yards. Okay, I've read this before. Yep. Groombridge survey data. Front issue 7. Cool cover. I think all the covers are the same, though. Hyla 2 survey data. Indum 3 survey data. Indum 3A survey data. Indum 3B survey data. C, D. I keep checking them just on the off chance that some of these will eventually say something, because you never know. But it seems like they never do. All right, Kelly Slate. I think it's sweet that John and his crew gave up their leave to build that ramp for Keelan. Poor guy. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't walk. I guess I'd just sit and get fat. Maybe things wouldn't be much different, actually. Lab results. Okay, so this is... what is this? Lab results trial 052. Human test subjects. Individual progress update. Subject 043. Chem administered by injection into bloodstream. Destabilized body temperature, resulting in fever. Unable to recover from severe increase in temperature. Status deceased. So 44. Chem administered by injection into bloodstream. Maintain normal temperature for approximately 5 hours. Experienced sharp increase in temperature, resulting in fever. Unable to recover from severe increase in temperature. Status deceased. Alright, so it seems like they're making some progress from what seems like instantaneous fever to 5 hours later. Or they survived for 5 hours, rather. Subject 027. So this one's going backwards. That's interesting. Chem administered by injection into bloodstream. Subject maintaining regulated temperature. Continuing to see positive results. Approved for natural temperature testing. So it seems like it's more determined by the person than any change in the injection that they're doing. Because otherwise, this would be later, right? Right, Luna survey data. Maintenance update. Sent an invoice to get someone out here to fix that leak in the pipe in the warehouse. Make sure the supervisors know to tell all employees to stay away from that pipe. We're dealing with sensitive compounds here. If too much of that stuff hits hot air, we've got a chain reaction on our hands. We have a bunch of these because this is from one of those sort of like cookie cutter cryogenic laboratories. Marzina project data. Encrypted. Marzana partial project data protected by SESHAT encryption. Authorized access only. Property of Marzana project. All content exclusively owned and controlled by Ryzen Industries. Okay. I forget what that's for. Minor slate. I don't want to jinx anything, but screw it. I found the mother lode. This makes it all worth it. The sleepless nights, the isolation, the backbreaking labor, the countless failures. None of that matters now. All I can think about is digging deeper. Just a few more feet and I'll be richer than I've ever thought possible. My whole life has been leading to this moment. Probably found that next to a corpse. Neon Lights, number 1. Or Neon Nights. Phantom Pharma that makes you glow. Battle up. I don't know what that's a reference to. Permanently grants the recipe for Chem Battle Up, which increases carry capacity. Ooh. And physical energy resistance for a limited time. Nova Galactic Manual. Permanently reduces fuel needed for a grav jump by an additional 1%. This is NG112. Spaceflight Center. Revision 114. So this one's called One Last Bet. Yara and I have been swinging for the fences for too long for this not to be the big one. We've gone to too many weird places and looked at too many strange rocks for this one not to work out. This is the last bit of money that we have left over from Dad's final gift, and it has to work out, or we're going to be forced to go do desk work for Argos or some other mud hunting job. Pluto survey data. Marima 5 survey data. 5A survey data. 5B. Oops. 5C. Then we have structural report. Urgent. From Charlie Jorgensen. Lars, I've brought this up before, but Shannon doesn't seem to grasp the situation. If we don't do something about the system connectors for the cryogenic projects, and there is even a minor failure, we will have facility-wide issues. I know you understand the problem, but I want to remind you that the extractor environmental changes are potentially exacerbating the situation. We can't control those factors. Please talk to Shannon. As much as I enjoy working with you, I don't want to be trapped in this ice tomb forever. Thanks, Charlie. So that's another one from the cryogenic lab. Ricardo Bosch's notes. This is a very persistent note that we got from a space station, and it seems to have kicked off some quest. We can never seem to get rid of it. I do think that we did finish this quest, though, so we can finally get rid of it. All right. Stroud Eklund Star Delivery Invoice. So this is for the... Okay, this is for the chlorine. We're probably never going to do this. I'll just let it expire. It's like 5,000 units. It's just going to be boring to find that much chlorine. I mean, that's multiple trips. The authorized Star Yard representative named Havershaw here in Star Yard enters into a bidding contract with Molly, herein the deliverer, for the following. Delivery of the specified units of chlorine for the price of twice the standard trading rate of credits per unit. Upon delivery of all units specified, the sum will be paid by Star Yard to deliverer. The contract is non-transferable and will expire if delivery is not completed in 3 solar years. I don't know if that actually does expire, but we'll see. Hopefully it does, because I'd like to get it off of our books. Stuck in a Cave by Saren. I hate my life. Going in here for some dumb salvage was a horrible idea, and these things creep me the hell out. There's so much more than we could carry out there. Why do they need to send anyone in here? So my bright idea was to draw straws. Figured the odds of me pulling the short straw were pretty slim. I guess not. I'm pretty sure I'm bleeding out internally, and I can't really move, so there's no way I'm getting out of here on my own. I just hope those jerks out there remember that I'm in here before leaving. Alright, Tau Ceti 2 survey data. Tau Ceti 2A. The New Atlantean number 1. Gourmet living. New food and drink. Beer, wine, cheese, bread, homemade. I think that these all have the same cover as well. This Life of Mine. I found an old book on astrology. Apparently, I'm a Sagittarius, or whatever that means. And get this, my horoscope said that you should not be afraid of the dark cave and the truths that lie within. Obviously, this is nonsense, but fitting. Guess a broken clock is right twice a day. This is the third of these abandoned shafts that I've been exploring, and there's tons of good stuff that they just left behind. The advent of laser mining may have been a challenge for these old big machine-based mines, but they're a jackpot for scroungers like yours truly. Big mining conglomerates look at a huge piece of machinery and decide it's not worth it to drag it out. But someone like me, I can spend a month poking around and tearing these old heat exchangers and make a year's salary selling them to scrappers at Sidonia. All right. Titania survey data. Varun scripture number 4. Permanently increases sneak bonus by an additional 1% and melee sneak attack damage by an additional 5%. So I believe that we found this in the embassy for the Varun here in New Atlantis. We also found this Varun scripture number 6. No, okay, this is the one that I found. Permanent. Is there any difference in... Okay, there's the same capability. Vanguard Space Tactics number 1. UC property. Cool. Ship particle weapons permanently deal 5% more damage. Oh, we can definitely use that. Jeez. All we use is particle weapons. Vanguard Space Tactics number 2. Same thing. Well, that's good. Hopefully we'll find a lot of Vanguard Space Tactics. Now that I think about it, I believe we also found some Varun contraband, but I might have already shoved it into the locker. Yeah, it looks like we did. All right, let's shove this stuff in there as well. Oh. Our notes go in. I guess we still need that one. Oh, we still haven't gotten rid of it. That's crummy. All right. So now we're free to go off and do some missions. There is some stuff we need to do here in town, so I'm gonna tackle that stuff first. The first thing I want to do is this A Light in the Darkness, because we do have a new thing to report to them.
Happy to listen.
Captain Molly, you have returned. A cursory scan indicates that you are in good.
I should probably try to clear out my inventory a little bit. Trying to remember where Reliant is compared to these other places. Or not Reliant, SSN. Reliant. Galbank. I think it's over there. That's probably a faster way. Probably should have walked along that bridge right there.
About the UC's response to the trademark attacks.
On the record? What response?
I'm told by top officials the cabinet already has a plan in place to open the Armistice archives.
Unless that archive's full of ordnance, it's not enough.
I see. Well, thank you for taking the time.
Hey, publish what I said, all right? Something needs to be done.
Oh, I'm as concerned as you are. Thank you again for speaking with me.
I think she's supposed to have a microphone in that hand.
This attack has people really spooked, and who could blame them? That man just echoed sentiment I've heard all over town. The cabinet needs to ensure attacks like this don't happen again. I saw the smoke from the SSNN building. I thought it was just a fuel tank rupture or something. This attack has people really spooked.
Okay.
And who could blame them?
Let's try to talk to this guy.
Unless there's an anti-alien army hiding in those archives, the cabinet needs to come up with some solutions. How am I supposed to live my life knowing terramorphs could descend on the city at any moment? The UC was attacked, but does the cabinet care? Sure doesn't look like it. The UC was attacked, but does the cabinet care? Sure doesn't look like it.
Alright, I think I was going the wrong way, so... Okay, here's Reliant. Here's the towers. Oh no. So this is the residential area. Okay, I think if we go there, SSNN is off to the left, I think. Oh, shoot. Yep, there it is. All right.
Sources. You have that look in your eye. What's the scoop?
I was at the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis.
Really? To say you have my undivided attention is an understatement. A lot of people were there. The accounts we've got were chaotic. What was your role in that?
I personally took out those Terramorphs. Pretty much saved the day. Or, together with UC Security, we managed to put those killing machines down. Or, I'm in the UC Vanguard, and I was investigating recent Terramorph activity. Ooh. I don't like the I'm in the UC Vanguard part, but I do like the idea of dropping the hint that there's more Terramorph activity outside of just like Jemison, right? Like this is a much larger problem. Let's go with that.
The Vanguard was involved. That's good to know. The whole city is still on edge over the attack. We were fortunate, damn fortunate, that casualties were so low. What was it like in the thick of things?
Terrifying. Takes a lot of firepower to take out a Terramorph. Or, I just focused on protecting the civilians and staying alive. I didn't have time to think. Or, I felt alive. When everything's on the line, every moment seems like a gift. I don't really like... I'm just going to go with terrifying. Yeah, this one seems kind of goofy. And this one here, there weren't any civilians at the starport, so...
That makes what you did even more, well, amazing. It sounds like New Atlantis, heck, the whole UC, owes you a great debt.
Oh, yes.
Any closing comments? I already have a good story here.
I can't sleep at night, because who knows when the Terramorphs will attack again. Oh, that's a good answer. Kind of drum up some fear, get people really panicked. Get people interested in the Terramorph threat, maybe. Get some funding, get some resources towards defeating them. That might not be such a bad thing. I won't rest until the Terramorph threat is ended, or I have nothing else to say. We'll go with the top one.
If you feel that way. Hey, Constellation? From all of us that live here, thanks. We use the word hero a lot in news, but you really are one.
Why, thank you so much. Alright, what else do we have here? So I believe... somebody wanted... I believe it's Sergeant Yumi wanted to talk to us again. So we'll head on over to the spaceport and get a new mission. I feel like it's... that ultimately is going to lead us towards... some kind of mission involving some organized crime in town. It's kind of the impression that I get. But I mean, right now we're sort of working for the equivalent of, like, the space CIA. Nobody's doing the panicked running just yet.
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale.
Has there been any fallout from the Terramorph attack?
The whole department is in the process of recovering, myself included. If I'm being honest, I still have nightmares of my team turning on one another. Things can be replaced and wounds can be healed, but building back that trust in each other is going to take time. Luckily, we've built a good culture here, and we hired some new recruits who were inspired by what you did. I've got faith we'll survive this.
All right, do you have any work? I've got time to help.
I do. Thanks to you, the spaceport is up and running again, which is good for commerce, but also for smugglers. We've received a tip that someone has been bringing in contraband into New Atlantis through the spaceport, and we need to investigate.
Me? How are the smugglers evading contraband scans?
Well, technology-wise, criminals have always been one step ahead. No different now than it was centuries ago. Smugglers often have a fancy shielding or scan jammers that allow them to evade the checks. But luckily, we can still use old-fashioned detective work to track these criminals down.
All right, I can find the smugglers for you.
Great. First, speak to one of the technicians over by landing pad B. Ask them if they've noticed any suspicious activity. Once you've gotten a lead, cross-reference their testimony with ship records over at Aegis. When you're done, report back to me with your findings.
Wow, this sounds like paperwork. Can you tell me more about these ship records? Well, let's start with, where can I find these spaceport technicians?
There should be a few working on the landing pads. If they don't know anything, move on to another. Right now, we don't have any good leads. But if anyone's seen anything, it will give us something to go on.
Can you tell me more about these ship records?
Remember that job you did for Agent Plato? I finally had a reason to call in that favor he owes us. I asked him to pull the names and cargo of every potential smuggling ship that docked in the last month. He said he'll have a slate ready for you to examine.
Man, this sounds like paperwork.
See you later.
All right, well, take a look at it.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop new alien attacks on the city. He said top minds were on it. Sure hope they know what they're doing.
I've been playing Helldivers, and the mouse sensitivity on this game is much, much higher.
Okay, hello. Yeah?
I'm investigating a smuggler and checking in if you've seen anything suspicious.
Can't say I have. When you work a job like this, you see so many ships. They all sort of blend together.
So you didn't see anything, or sounds like you're hiding something, or thanks for taking my questions. I'm gonna accuse them.
Look, I'm just a port worker. My whole life would fit into one of these boxes. I've got nothing to hide. Now, if you don't mind, I got work to do. And if you do mind, tough.
Good answer.
Excuse me. Yeah?
I'm investigating a smuggler and checking to see if you've seen anything suspicious.
About time. I've been telling my supervisor about that cargo ship for ages. I'm beginning to think he was ignoring me.
What's the name of the ship?
That's the problem. I don't really look at the ship names when I work, just the ID number granted for clearance. I think it was UC576B. I do know it's a cargo class transport, if that helps.
Alright, 57-6B. What about the ship is suspicious?
It's the way the crew handled the cargo. They were being way too dedicated. The manifest said they were carrying potatoes, spuds. I don't know what was in those crates, but it certainly wasn't that.
Alright.
Okay, thanks.
Why didn't it jump? I pressed the jump button and it didn't jump. Alright, so I suppose we're off to Mass to go check some records. I suppose that we can check in with the Terramorph on the...
I'm not going to show up to work for a week. Then my boss will see how much she needs me and give me a raise.
Go for it.
Another day, another shift.
Yeah, so there were a couple things. Oh, it's glitched again. The tram doesn't move. Interesting. Yeah, so we now have permission from both of the...
Yes? You need something?
Both the Freestar Collective and the Varun, which I think probably also has to go in here. We have to tell somebody here, probably, that we have permission from everybody, so that we can head on over there to the archives for the main Vanguard quest.
You are. The fewer people there are thinking about Aegis on a daily basis, the easier my job is.
That's because you're a spook. Alright, I was told you have a slate for me.
That I do, Captain. Sergeant Yumi said you'd be coming to pick it up. You've got good timing, too. I actually have a friend on a classified star station who sent me this list of potential smugglers the other day. Here you are. Given I owe you for the last job, I hope it serves some use.
If the intel is for a star station, will these records be useful here?
Yep. Every ship on that list has a route that goes through New Atlantis. Not surprising, given we're the biggest port in town. And if they're smuggling stuff there, you can bet your ass they're smuggling stuff here.
Alright. Classified star station?
That's right. Classified station, top secret projects, etc., etc. Nothing you need to be concerned with at the moment, Captain.
What if I demand to know?
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Read the slate. 57-6B is ours. So, ship Anasi UC 57-6B, cargo class transport. This is potential smuggler ships, by the way. Captain Malawi, holy crap, Nadai? Primary cargo, pure hydroponics potatoes. Jade Swan, UC 793A, cargo class transport. Captain Juan Dayu, primary cargo, general goods. Ship Claire de Lune, UC-8876, cargo class transport. Captain Phineas Kimball, primary cargo weapons. Ship Azangi UC-996C, cargo class transport. Captain Kazuro Sakaniwa, primary cargo ship supplies. Alright. Should we even do the other thing right now? Let's go take a look and see what that requires. Deputy McIntyre. That's probably in this building, right? It is. So we'll tackle that too. Kill two birds with one stone.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Indeed. It was harder than expected, but yes, all parties are on board. Or Balmore's alive, thanks to yours truly. And yes, I got his code. And code pieces from House Faroon and the Freestar Collective are collected and ready to be deployed. Let's just go with that. That's the most straightforward one. The second one doesn't actually say anything about Freestar. All right, let's go.
That's incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull all this off, but that'll have to wait for another time. Regardless, superlative work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
All right. But we'll take care of that later. Let's report the smuggler. Boom, boom, boom. I hate that. It's not designed for mouse scrolling, really. If your cursor's over it, it doesn't scroll properly. Alright, spaceport it is. So we'll report the smuggler. Maybe a mission will come out of it. To like go and hunt them down and destroy them or something. But it's also possible that it'll just complete the mission. Maybe the whole mission is just finding out who it is. Should probably have the name memorized in case they ask. Notes. Malawai Nadia. Oh my goodness, come on. How many levels of menus does this thing need? 4 levels?
Found those smugglers. How's the investigation going? No major hiccups, I hope? Holding your breath won't work.
I've got information on the ship.
Is that right? Do you know the name by any chance?
Malawai... Wait, what? None of these are right. Wasn't it Malawai Nadira or something? Or like... Okay,
Of course.
none of these are right.
I'll be here.
Notes. $576B. Yeah. What's going on here? Oh my god, so many menu layers.
Found those smugglers yet? Is that right?
None of these are right. What is going on?
See you later, Captain.
Oh. They said 57.6B. And these are the potatoes. What the hell is going on here?
How's the investigation going? Is that right?
Not going well.
Do you know?
Okay,
Let
I
me
guess
know
it's
if you have any
bugged.
questions.
Can I click on it or something? Like, what's... Oh, Anasi. Okay. Oh, it's the ship name, not the not the... Let's just make sure we have that. I figured it would be the captain's name. Anansi. What are the other ones named? Oh, that's not. Anansi, Jade Swan, Claire DeLune. Okay. Yeah, so it's Anansi.
Found those smugglers yet? Is that right? Captain Enjai's ship. I think you might have hit the mark here. You had reports of their crew being less than professional on several occasions. Still, being a little rough around the edges isn't exactly a crime. Are you sure it's the right ship?
You're right, it's the wrong ship, or let me look at the slate again, I'm sure.
Then the next step is searching their cargo for any smuggled contraband. And, as luck would have it, I believe the Anansi has already arrived at landing pad B. I'll make the call to have the ship detained until further notice. Your job is to board the ship, locate any illicit goods, and return them here. And if any of the crew puts up a fight, I trust you know what to do. Good luck.
All right, well, I guess we're off to that. But we're getting towards the end of the episode here. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you have, please like, maybe comment, maybe share, maybe subscribe. New episodes every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, US and Canada. I'm Cobalt Thorium, and I hope to catch you in the next one, where we will search the ship and maybe get down to the archives too. A whole lot's going to happen in that episode probably, so I hope you'll join me for that. And yeah, until then, take care. Bye-bye.